Well, we are going to try our fifth flight over at the Palace Auburn Hills. I'm Roy Akers, Caldwell banker. As I look to list and buy real estate, let's take a look right now as we'll bring the drone right up into the air on this Sunday, June 14th. As we are taking flight, it doesn't take long to see that the Palace is coming down very, very quickly, and we're going to get right in there and get real up close and personal with the Palace today as we start to fly over M24 in Auburn Hills. Right now, we are just about 200 feet into the air as we will now cross the road. And I'm Roy J. Akers of Caldwell Banker Professionals. Want to thank everybody for tuning in on this kind of chilly June day, but it's not a bad one. I understand it's supposed to heat up pretty quick as you can see that the Palace has been taking a beating, especially the M24 entrance where the Palace Grill is. Let's take a look right now as we're over that little field that divides the two main entrances to the Palace. There's also a Brown Road and an I-75 entrance, which we will not take a look at this morning. So we're going to fly in there a little bit close. You see the big dirt pile over on the right-hand side. This has been building, and at first it looked like you could have taken a BMX bike over the top of it, but right now it's so steep that there's no way that you're going to do that. We are going to give you some perspective of the dirt pile versus the Palace. They look like they're about equal in height, but actually the Palace is a little bit taller. And right now, before we fly in, let's take a look and see if we can't do a little peekaboo behind the dirt pile real quick, just to kind of give you some perspective of what's going on. I thought this fifth flight, I thought there might be a sixth and a seventh flight, or actually a sixth flight, but now it looks like we're going to have even more than that. Is this building is coming down a little slower than what even I anticipated. The project is not near as big as the Silver Dome. The Silver Dome is mostly buried underground and all that concrete and all that underneath. So we've kind of got some perspective right now as you see the big dirt pile, the corner of it. And in just a moment, we're going to come on up there and you can see some of the stands are still there, but there's not many left. But we're going to confirm all that in just a moment on the screen. Palace demolition began several weeks ago. It's actually been going on for about 3 months, but they were doing all the interior work. And so right now you kind of got the dirt pile, and we're going to fly over the top of that momentarily. Some of the street lights at the Palace are around 80 feet tall, so I really do not want to mess with that. We are flying at about 130 right now, and you can see me bringing it up. Don't want to mess with any of the light poles at all, or the dirt pile. We got some of the trees obscuring our flight. I can see the drone, but not a clear shot. So here we go. We've lifted it up to take everything out of play, and now we're going to bring the drone right back down momentarily, and you can take a look. What a shame that this amazing building is coming down over politics. There's really no reason for it, but we've covered that in other shows, and if you guys want to make comments in the Facebook page, by all means do that. So we're going to get up there a little bit closer. It's going to happen, but a lot of people want me to fly in the building, and you can see all these beams, and if I got in there closer, it would be a possibility. But here's the problem. All the steel messes with the sensors on the drone. I tell you this every flight, but people still want me to fly in the middle of it. It knocks all the mechanical instruments out in the drone when you fly with all that exposed steel. And trust me, I would absolutely love to do that, but you'll check it out. We're going to try not to lose any power from the drone today. So here we are. We have lowered the drone to about 120 right now. And we will try momentarily to bring her on down. We're going to bring her in just a little bit closer. I think that we can do that and try to expose. You can see some of the stands on the right-hand side as we will pan from our right to our left. We're flying so that we can see all the way through the building into the opposite parking lot right now. Look at all the concrete that went underneath the arena as well. Some of the drainage systems, the floor and all that, where they were able to change the shows from basketball to hockey to a rock concert and all that. The roof has been coming apart, and that's part of what can mess with the drone as well, is all that steel. One building that had far more steel that's exposed right now is the new Amazon headquarters that's happening at the old Silver Dome. That structure is absolutely beautiful. We brought the drone down right now to about 65 feet in the air, getting a good look. You can see the stands over on the left side as we're going to try to come in just a little bit. Try to go until I get weak transmission, which I'll have momentarily. And you can see the stands on the right and the left. And I'm starting to get a weak transmission signal. Now, we will try a little bit, and I think that this is pretty much what we're going to be able to get for you today. So let's go ahead and bring the drone back up. We're going to take a look at some of the other progress, as the top of this building is white, although it looks like they've done some kind of work on that over the last week. Unlike the dynamite charges that took down the Silverdome a couple of years ago, that should not be necessary with this project, as you are now looking at about 280 feet up into the air, and we're going to kind of pan it around just momentarily. You saw the garbage dump and that dirt pile that kind of looks like a loaf of banana bread right now, as we will slowly but surely now come around the corner. Bringing it up still. And we are slowly going to make flight in this panoramic view of the palace roof. I'd like to give you a little bit better vantage point, and that's what we're going to do momentarily. Now, when you take a look at the main ticket entrance, the parking lot entrance at the palace that's come down, one of the interesting things, look at the very bottom of your picture. That is all concrete that you see, and you're going to get a fantastic look at that in just a moment. But this is concrete that's dug several feet thick onto this palace property, and that is something I did not know. This is a new development, but you can take a look at the palace. There's a lot of interference that happens when you get up in the middle of this particular project, but this is been almost looks like you could drive a truck under this if it was possible to have a little paved road through the center. I mean, holy smokes. So we're getting down real low. We're down to about 70 feet right now over the from the ground level itself. I'm Roy J. Akers. Want to thank everybody for tuning in to this broadcast today that we have. To let you know, I'm able to share my drone videos and commentary with you as a lifetime resident of this area, and I love our community. If you're looking to buy a home, I'm your guy. I know the area and its amenities like no one else. If you're considering selling your home, let's sit down so we can discuss our housing market and how I can help you get guaranteed best possible price in the shortest amount of time. Hire the guy with the expertise to deliver on equal service. Well, we're looking back up into the sky as we've now come back up. In just a moment, we're going to go through the performers entrance and where the trucks came in for all the concerts. And that's what we're going to take a look at for you right now. So let's continue on. And there's the palace from the performer side. On the left side is where the business executive offices were for the palace. And so that's what you have, and we're going to lower that drone, and you should be able to see. Now, there's even more that I have on my live broadcast, but we had a lot of interference, and you can see it right now. And the closer we're getting, the more interference that we're having right now as we're trying to get it all honed in. I'd like to get you even more than what we've got. We did do on our live broadcast an amazing fly over the top, as it looked like we were nearly diving right into the palace. But anyway, we're taking the drone down right now to about 80 feet into the air. I'd like to get down there a little bit more. We're starting to get some interference, and so with that, I think with all the steel that's exposed, that's what's kind of keeping us from going on there in there a little bit more than where we're at right now. Well, there's our broadcast for today.